My name is Anna. I want women to learn from my mistake. I listened to the wrong voices. Now it's too late to fix what I lost. I grew up in a small town where family was everything. At least, that's what everyone believed. My parents taught me that loyalty to family came before my own dreams, my own happiness, even my own heart. When I was 23, I met Daniel. He was quiet, hardworking, and kind. We met at the library, of all places. I was studying for my teaching certification, and he was working part-time while saving up to start his small construction business. From the beginning, he treated me with respect. He asked questions, listened to my answers, and cared about the little things no one else noticed. But Daniel was not from a wealthy family. His parents lived modestly, his clothes were plain, and his car often coughed black smoke before starting. When I brought him home one evening to meet my parents, I thought they would see what I saw, a good man with an honest heart. Instead, their faces tightened. My mother's smile was thin, her eyes scanning him like he was unworthy. My father remained silent but later pulled me aside and said, "Anna, you can do better. This boy has nothing. A man must bring security, not just love." I defended Daniel, but my family's words slowly dug into my mind. For months, I lived between two worlds. With Daniel, I felt light, like the world was full of possibilities. With my family, I felt pressured, criticized, and confused. They constantly reminded me of what I deserved, a man with money, status, and influence. My cousin, Clara, often repeated the same line. Love fades, but comfort lasts forever. Don't be foolish like those women who marry for love and end up crying. Little by little, their voices drowned out my own heart. Then came Michael. He was everything my family dreamed of, handsome, wealthy, well-connected. His father owned several businesses in the city, and he drove cars I had only seen in magazines. When my parents learned he was interested in me, their excitement was impossible to ignore. "He is your chance at a real future," my mother whispered one night. "A man like him doesn't come twice," my father added. At first, I resisted. I told them I loved Daniel. But they mocked me. "Love won't pay your bills, Anna," my cousin sneered. "Do you want to end up stuck in a tiny apartment with a man who can't even buy you decent clothes?" The pressure was unbearable. Daniel noticed the change in me. One evening, he took my hand and said, "Anna, don't let them decide for you. What do you want?" I wanted him. But when my parents threatened to cut me off, when my family turned cold, when Michael kept showing up with flowers, gifts, and expensive dinners, I broke. I let go of Daniel. I married Michael. The wedding was grand, filled with flowers, music, and relatives who praised my good choice. Everyone smiled. Everyone except me. Inside, my heart was heavy, but I convinced myself it was for the best. For a while, I tried to believe I was happy. Michael bought me jewelry, designer clothes, and a large house. My parents visited often, proud of what they called their daughter's success. But beneath the glitter, the truth soon showed. Michael was arrogant, dismissive, and cold. He treated me more like a possession than a partner. Conversations were short. Affection was rare. He expected obedience, not love. And worst of all, he had affairs. When I confronted him the first time, he laughed. "Don't be naive, Anna. Women throw themselves at me. You should feel lucky I chose you." My family told me to ignore it. "Men will be men," my mother said. "At least he gives you a comfortable life," my father added. I swallowed my pain, day after day, until my reflection in the mirror became unrecognizable. Years passed. One afternoon, I ran into Daniel at a grocery store. He was taller, stronger, with lines of experience on his face. His clothes were simple, but he carried himself with quiet dignity. Beside him stood a woman, his wife, holding a little girl with his same smile. When he saw me, his eyes widened. There was no anger, only a gentle sadness. "Anna," he said softly. We exchanged polite words, but inside, my heart burned with regret. The life I once dreamed of, the life with love, respect, and simplicity, was right there in front of me, but it belonged to someone else now. That night, I sat alone in my mansion, surrounded by things that meant nothing. For the first time, I admitted the truth to myself. I had traded love for approval. I had sacrificed my happiness to satisfy my family. And they were content. They still called Michael, the perfect son-in-law. But they never saw the nights I cried myself to sleep, the loneliness of sharing a house with a stranger, or the emptiness of my so-called perfect life. Now, at 35, I look back with heavy regret. My marriage is broken, my youth wasted, my heart scarred. If I could turn back time, I would have chosen Daniel. I would have chosen myself. But time does not rewind. So I write this not to fix my life, it's too late for that, but to warn others. Women, never silence your own heart to please your family. They will not live in your marriage. They will not cry your tears. The choices they push on you, you alone will carry. My family ruined everything, but only because I allowed their voices to become louder than my own. That was my mistake. Don't let it be yours.